never been raised in this life because they told us we was black when we really the Israelites. And I don't wanna be no plug, that's all they talking about. I don't wanna be no thug, that's all they talking about. I don't wanna be no hitter, that's all they talking about.
Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to say, Call halal Yahweh Shem Shai. That's all praise to the Most High God of Israel in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. We are the Hebrew Israelites of the San Francisco SICARII sect, out here preaching peace and prosperity to the 12 tribes of Israel, who are known as the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, scattered to the four corners of the earth. Same thing every week, man. We're just going to be going into showing our people their transgressions and why we're in this position, man, and teaching our people the main chief thing that the Lord commanded us to do is to tell our people to keep the laws, man. Get on point with keeping these laws, man, because our people are day and day, you know, we see more and more stuff happening in the world. We're going through perilous times, man. We're seeing these wars getting ready to gauge up, these rumors of wars and these actual wars going on, like the scriptures talk about, like who the world called Christ talk about. And a lot of people aren't paying attention. A lot of people think that this is just something that's going to pass, man. But the Lord is brewing up a big event to come, man, to the world, man. Something that's never been seen in humanity to this extent, man. The Lord is brewing up this nuclear warfare, man, that these people are just joking about, thinking that that's not going to happen. What's going on with you, man? How you doing? Let me ask you something. What's your ethnicity? Yeah, you don't know your ethnicity? What does your father identify himself as?
I'm a citizen of the world now, my friend.
A citizen of the world? Okay, well, let's not play semantics. When you go to a job, do you put on the application, I'm a citizen of the world, or do you put, I'm European, I'm Asian? What do you put?
I'm retired.
Listen, man. What's your last name, man? Thank you.
I'm named after a city in Czechoslovakia.
What's your last name?
Teltzer.
Teltzer? That's a European name. What would you think that would be, like German or something? Teltzer? Czech? Okay, so all right. A little bit of what's going on over there has a lot to do with, you know, or something to do with your people, man. The Czech, you know, the Russians and stuff like that. Did you know about World War III and nuclear warfare being prophesied in the Bible? Somebody give me that in Job chapter 2. Did you know about that? Everything that's going on with Russia and Putin and everything is all prophesied in the Bible, man. Your people, man. No, Joel chapter 2.
Our people.
Not our people, because not everybody comes from the same lineage. You do understand that, right?
I believe that all life comes from God.
All life does come from God. That is true. But didn't God divide the people and give everybody their own portion, their own inheritance, their own land? Because
that's your story.
That's not my story. Let's go get that in the Bible. Go to the book of Genesis.
That's not my truth.
Yeah, what God do you believe in, man? Who's the God you believe in?
I don't know. It's not.
Do you believe in the Bible?
No, not necessarily.
So what do you believe in? You believe in evolution? You believe in what?
I believe in having an open heart, living in gratitude.
Are you agnostic?
Living in the present.
Are you agnostic?
Not anymore, no.
But you say you believe in God.
I have a relationship to God. I believe.
What God?
Your God. Our
you don't
God.
know. You don't know my God.
God. Our God.
Yeah. Is your God the same God from slavery?
Yes.
Is your God the same God from slavery?
My people were slaves.
Well, the Czech were slaves to who?
I'm of Jewish descent.
Oh, now you want to get to it. Now you want to get to it. Okay, go ahead. You're Jewish,
our
right?
Our God. Our God, yes. You're talking about an Abrahamic religion.
Hold on. Sir. You just disagreed with us talking about the Bible, right?
I'm agreeing.
Sir, no, you just lied. You just lied right now.
I lie if you say I lie. That's your story.
No, you just that's your story.
That's his
what's in
story.
your wicked heart.
It's not my truth.
You just lied. Bring it out. You just lied. That's what just happened. You just said you believe in God. I said, okay, he asked you believe in the Bible. You said no.
No, I don't.
You're Jewish, right? Where do you get Jewish from?
That's right.
Are you a Jew? You're a Jew, right?
I'm of Jewish descent.
So where does that come from? Where can that be from?
Where do you come from? Where do you come from?
Look, you said you're Jewish. No, hold on. Real quick. Look, your people are not the true Jews, man. Right? You guys are Amalekites. The first Edomites are going to be destroyed off the face of the earth, man. Your people's funded the slave trade, man.
That's right.
Talking about your people were slaves. Your people haven't seen slavery yet, man.
That's right.
You're going to see slavery when Christ comes back, man.
Right.
For everything that your ancestors has done, you're going to into captivity, man. What? Many blessings. There's no damn way you can bless us, man. There's no way you can bless us. The only blessing that you can, that got to do with you, is that the total abolishment of your people, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. Baba Kusha, Mawaf Adawan, man. We want to see death on the Edomites, man. Give me Exodus 17:16, man. Give me that real quick, man. I'm gonna adjust it, brother. Give me Exodus 17:16, man. Because the Lord hates the Amalekites, man. He hates those fake Jewish rats, man, that want to claim to be our people, man. You got it? Go ahead. Exodus 17:15. And it says, and Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nasiah. For he said, because the Lord, and Yahweh Nasiah, what does that mean? Yahweh is my banner, man. That's what that means, man. Go ahead. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. The Most High is going to have war with these people from generation to generation, man. That's why we're out here waking our people up, trying to get our people to understand our true identity, man. Because right now we're not our people for the most part are in the spirit to know who their enemy is, man. We think our enemy is the next brother that look like us, man. The brother that's another Israelite brother, the next brother that's walking up and down the street, man. That's black or brown. Go ahead. Deuteronomy 25:19. Therefore it shall be when Yahweh thy God hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, and the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it. He's going to give us that land for inheritance, man. What land is that going to be? The land of Israel, man. When we get that our nation back again, man. Go ahead. That thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek. We're going to blot out all those people over in Israel right today claiming to be the Jews, man. And they're not even in the real land of Israel, man. The real land of Israel is Tel Aviv, man. That's why it's abandoned right now. Go ahead. From thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. Yeah, I mean Jerusalem, Slakia. But yeah, man. We're going to block these people out. What does that mean? They're going to be exterminated, man. Those people are going to be exterminated. What's going on with you, brother? What's going on, brother? What's your ethnicity? You Haitian and Salvian? Or what's your father? Salvadorian. What's your father? What's he primarily?
He's full-blown Salvadorian.
Football? Okay. We got another Zebulonite brother, man. You ever heard of the children of Israel, man?
I'm reading that right here, but I never, not in depth, but I'm seeing that right here.
Okay, what's with that? Okay, cool. You ever read the Bible? Are you interested in the Bible?
Yeah.
What denomination or so-called religion did you come from?
I've experienced all facets, man. Multiple facets. I've even gone into Islam, man.
Even into Islam and stuff?
To Islam, just to see what. I went to prison, so
okay.
I had a lot of time on my hands.
That's what happened to a lot of brothers. You know, they convert and go into Islam and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kind of. So, what are you holding to right now? Like, what type? What do you believe in? What are you leaning toward, man? Because we're gonna try to give you the answers up here.
Man, it's I deviated. Let me tell you that much. I deviated from the path.
Pull up Surah 4:122, just in case.
I held on to it. I believed in it. I was receiving messages. I knew I was on the right path. And, like
Surah
I said,
4:122.
Too much, and I deviated. As soon as I got out of prison, a whole different way of life was exposed.
Okay. Well, you understand what the word Quran means, right? Because they had you reading the Quran, right? It's like a whole little system, man. Why they when you go into jail, most people either come out Christian or Muslim and stuff like that because they push these religions on our people, man. So do you know what the word Quran means?
It's essentially I don't want to say break down, but it's you give yourself into something.
It means to recite, like recitation, right? What is it reciting? You know what it's reciting?
To memorize something and then spit it back.
It's recite. Is well, what is reciting is the former books, man, which is the actual Bible, man. Now the Quran itself is not necessarily parallel with the Bible, but the Quran tells you to read the Bible, man. Why? Because Ishmael knew at the time when we were receiving our inheritance and our blessing. But that's the Ishmaelites' religion, man. That's the Arabs' religion, man. That's why when you see so-called African Americans or Latinos go into this religion, or any religion as far as, because we're not a religion up here, this is our heritage. And when they go in and dive into these other religions with these idols and these different philosophies, it doesn't work out for us, man. Because it's, one, that God is a vain God. It's not even a real God, man. And our God, we were given our God in the ancient days, man. Our God was dealing directly with us, man. Through who they call Moses. You know about the story of Moses? Because they mention him in the Bible and in the Quran. Okay.
So this brother, he made a good point, man, because they try to tell you that you have to, okay, one of the 5 pillars of Islam is you have to believe in the former prophets, and you go into the Bible, right? But this is a game that they play. They play a big game saying, well, the Bible as it was presented to Moses or as the prophets, they try to say that the Bible today is corrupted, and it's a lie, man, right? I can show you a key point in the Quran that will prove that it's all bullshit, man. All right, give me Surah 12. Start at 4. And also to touch on that one thing, because how much time you did in prison?
I don't know.
Me too, man.
Honestly, I don't even like talking about it.
No sweat, kid.
Because
Look,
I know more people did way more
absolutely.
than me, and I respect that.
Absolutely. And the whole point is that there's only 3 religious services that they give us in there: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, right? They might have Buddhism here and there, but the 3 main ones that when you go to religious services, Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. That's why a lot of our people, they leave the Christian church with a bad taste in their mouth, and they go to convert into Islam, but not knowing the intricacies about it, man, about all the lies in the Quran. I'm gonna show you one right now. Start at verse 4.
This is Surah chapter 4 verse 12, and it's Yusuf, right? It says, when Joseph said to his father, "Oh my father, I saw 11 planets and the sun and the moon. I saw them bowing down to me."
You remember this surah? Right? Keep reading.
He said, "Oh my son, do not relate your vision to your brothers, lest they plot and scheme against you. Satan is man's sworn enemy."
So he's talking to Jacob at this time, right? He's telling him about the dream. Jacob tells Joseph, don't tell your brothers about this dream, right? Because they're going to start having jealousy. Jealousy is going to start arising within them, right? Shoot that on verse 20.
Verse 20, it says, and they sold him for a cheap price, a few coins.
A few coins. Right here in the Arabic, it says that they sold him for a few dirham, right? Read.
They considered him to be of little value.
But the thing about it is that the dirham didn't exist at that time when when Jacob was sold, or when Joseph was sold into slavery to the Egyptians, right? Neither did he exist at the time of Muhammad, because Muhammad died, and let me see, he died in June 8th, 632 AD. Do you know when the dirham came out? The dirham came out in 718, 719 AD. So they had the answer to that. So if the dirham came out in 719 AD, how the hell did Muhammad know about these dirham if they came out after his death? Let alone Joseph being sold for dirham. Thousands of years before that. And we got archaeological proof, right, that's corroborating this story. You ever heard of the stone of Hammurabi? The stone of Hammurabi says that slaves were sold for 20 shekels. And that's, and give me the story of Joseph being sold.
Now, this is Genesis 37, right? And you want to just get stuck in? Come on, verse 27, 37, and 27. It says, then come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother in our flesh, and his brothers were content. Verse 28, then there passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt.
So 20 pieces of silver right there is it's a weighing mechanism. I mean, it's a weighing measurement, and there were shekels. So if a certain coin doesn't weigh that amount, it's not a shekel, right? So it has to be 20. It has to weigh up. Each one of those coins has to weigh a shekel. And in the stone of Hammurabi, it says if an ox gouges a person, right, and if it's a slave, they have to pay 20 shekels, or a third of a minute, right? So that's the corroborating archaeological proof on what exactly happened to Joseph. So my whole point of bringing this up, that blows holes in the Quran, bro, right? Now, what should our people stick to? To the Bible, man, because we are the true descendants of the Israelites, according to the Bible, man, according to prophecy. Because the Quran doesn't give you prophecies of what's going to happen, what happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Bible does. Go to Deuteronomy 28. Yeah, we can go there too. The Quran even counsels them out as being a prophet, man. Watch this. This is out their own book too.
I can follow this. 16.
Yeah, the main thing is YouTube pages. Got a lot of YouTube videos, things
Okay,
that's
fine.
the main thing.
Thank you.
This is Surah 45. This is 16. This is showing up in Arabic. Hold on. It says, indeed we endowed the children of Israel with the book and wisdom and prophethood.
So he's saying right here that he endowed the children of Israel the what?
Right. With the book.
The book, that's talking about the Tanakh, right? Which is the Torah, the writing of the prophets, right? And what we call today the Old Testament, read?
And wisdom.
And wisdom, right? Because the law, statutes, and commandments are wisdom. Give me Deuteronomy 4. Read.
And prophethood.
And prophethood. Right here in the Hebrew, in the Arabic, right there is saying Nabuah, not Nebi, because Nebi in the Arabic means prophet, right? Because they'll play a game saying that there was like 7,000 prophets and everyone was sending prophets before. This is spoken about in the Quran, right? And that's why they call Muhammad the last prophet, which is the seal of prophets. But right here it says that the children of Israel was given the book, wisdom, and the prophethood. So all the prophets were to come out the children of Israel. But Muhammad doesn't descend from the children of Israel. He descends from Ishmael. Right? So that himself, this book cancels himself out, takes himself out the running out of being a prophet, man. Right? Read.
This is Amos 2:11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets, and of your young men for Nazarites.
He raised up the children of Israel for our young men for prophets and for Nazarites. Those are these certain people, right, that had an extra oath to God. Read.
Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel, said the Lord?
And one of the 5 pillars of Islam is you got to believe in these books. So that surah in the Quran and this verse right here, it It takes Muhammad out the running from being a prophet, man. Right? What do you got?
Psalms 83. And it says, Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O God, and hold not thy peace.
And keep not thou silence, O God, and don't hold his peace. How does he do that? By using his men, his prophets. Read.
Be not still, O God, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that have hated thee have lifted up the head.
They lift up their head because they're proud. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They've taken a crafty counsel against the people of God, which are the children of Israel. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, and the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So they conspired within themselves. They all became in confederacy and conspired against themselves to this ending right here. Right? To cut the children of Israel off from being a nation. Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. This is the most hated line here on earth, which is the progenitor of the Caucasian man. Read.
The Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites, the progenitor of the Arabs. Read.
Of Moab.
Of Moab, which is the progenitor of the Chinese man. Read.
And the Hagarenes.
Hagarenes, which is another subsection of Arabs. Read.
Gabal and Ammon,
which is Gabal, which is I believe there might be Canaanites. I believe, are they Gabal Canaanites, right? And Ammon, which is the progenitor of the Japanese. Read.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, which is the so-called Jewish people today, man. So all these people right here had came into a confederacy and plotted out this plan. They schemed against the children of Israel, man. Right? Which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today here in the Americas. Though we got brothers and sisters scattered all through four corners of the earth, but when it's coming to here in the Americas, we are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And how can we prove that? Through the prophecies of the Bible. Go to Deuteronomy 28.
Start at 1. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on earth.
So, coming out of Egypt, you remember the story of Moses, right? You're familiar with that. He saved the children of Israel from the slavery out in Egypt, took them to a mountain, Sinai, right? Went up and got the law, statutes, and commandments from God, and he came back, right? He said, if you keep all these laws, statutes, and commandments, right, you won't ever have to be under a foreign king in slavery. You won't have to believe in these superstition systems, religions. All I want you to do is keep these laws, and if you do, I'll put you above all these nations on the earth. But the children of Israel didn't. Now go to verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we don't keep these statutes and commandments, all these punishments are going to come upon the children of Israel, right? Go to start at 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
The children of Israel, for not keeping God's laws, should be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. So that's why we're broken out here, right? That's why we're going through all these things out here. It don't matter if you're in the inner city or out in the fields, man, or out in the country. If you're breaking God's laws, you're going to be under these circumstances, right?
28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday, and the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
This is talking about mental health issues, man. If you look at the statistics, who's leading the mental health issues right now? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, due to our trauma, to all the colonization, slavery, and everything that the white man has put us through. And it's already scientifically proven that PTSD and trauma it could go down up to like 4 or 5, actually more. They had scientific data. I forget what university. It proves that these points it gets handed down to our children, man. That's why we're leading in these mental health issues, and it's also saying that we won't prosper, man, due to the system that the white man has built, right? That's going to benefit them, their children, and their children, and their children after them, man, at our expense. Give me the precept.
Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
He said that this is a people robbed and spoiled. He's talking about the children of Israel right here, right? Robbed and spoiled. Read.
They are all of them snared in holes.
He's saying that all these children, all these people are snared in holes. Remember, we are the hidden ones in Psalms 83, right? Read.
And they are all hid in prison houses.
What?
And they are hid in prison houses.
These people are hid in prison houses. In all the yards I've been on, I've seen nothing, mostly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. We lead in the population in prison houses, read.
They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none said restore.
And who's going to restore it? No one has came to our aid, man. Right? This is what bugs me, that all these rallies that our people go to, they want to have their oppression at the rallies with them, man. That's crazy. That's why that bugs me out. Now go back to verse 31.
And thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from thee before thy face, and thou shalt be restored to thee, and thou shalt not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them.
The British did this, man, to our Native American brothers. You see pictures of them standing on mountains of buffalo heads? They did that to our Inca brothers in South America. They killed all the alpaca and the llama just to starve them out, to make them reliant on their rations. Right? Now give me verse 32. Watch this.
Verse 32. And thy sons and thine daughters shall be given unto another people.
Sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
That happened with the Spanish. They're taking our babies and putting them in Catholic monasteries, boarding schools. We don't even have to go back that far. We can look at what's happening at the border. They got our babies in cages right now, just like the prophecy says, man. So none of these prophecies, all these prophecies point at a certain people, man, who are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Quran never gave us no prophecies like this that fits you down to a T, right? Now go read.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lay with her, and thou shalt build the house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
So this is what was happened during slavery, man, right? You should betroth a wife and another man will lie with her. They did that, man. They did that systematically, man. Right? Now give me verse. What you had? Give me 43, 44. What you got? 36.
36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there they shall serve other gods of wood and stone.
You and your king are ruler, man. Did you know that that's what happened to our Taino brothers? They took their ruler, their chieftain, the cacique, put him on slave ships in chains, took him back to Spain, right? And then he started worshiping these gods that they didn't know. But give me that again, the last part.
And there, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods of wood and stone.
Wood and stone. That represents what's in the Catholic Church? A wooden cross, right? The stone, that represents the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia today. Because a lot of our people are converting into Islam. See, Muslims want to play a game like we don't worship this thing, we don't worship this thing, but they circumvent they circumvent. What was the word? They circulated 7 times on their Hajj, man. They kissed the stone. That house used to be, in that block used to be used to house hella idols, man. So I don't care if they say that that Muhammad cleaned it and made it into a one God religion, but that place used to still house idols, man. And they worship and they treat it exactly like an idol. On their pilgrimage, man, they circle it and kiss the stone, man. Read.
Habakkuk 2:19. Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
That's exactly how that Kaaba is enshrined today. It's inlaid with gold, man. But this is the things that our people are leaving the Christian church with the bad taste in their mouth about the Bible, and they convert it into Islam, man. All right, give me all right, let me give you the prophecies about our people real quick, all right? Genesis 49, you give me Deuteronomy 33. Did someone pull up the map, the ancient map of Israel?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 13. In Zebulun, it's a lot. Verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you what shall befall you in the last days.
This is our father Jacob, when he was dying on his deathbed, he called his 12 sons, right? About to bless them and about to tell them what was going to happen in the end days. Read. To their sons, read.
Verse 13. And Zebulun shall dwell in the haven of the sea.
Zebulun shall dwell in the haven of the sea, right? Let me show you the ancient map of Israel, right? This is Zebulun. You see Zebulun right there? Zebulun? The green? Do you see, is it around the sea? Or is it landlocked? It's landlocked, right? So this is proof that it's talking about another time, talking about in the future. Remember, he's saying what's going to happen to you guys in the last days, read.
And in Zebulun shall dwell in the haven of the sea, and he shall be for a haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon.
Zidon, and then Zidon was way up here north, right? So this is talking about another place. This is talking about Central America, man, right? Because how many ports do we have in Central America? We got, just in El Salvador, we got 4. In Nicaragua, they got more. And the main one, which is the artery for all, which is the artery for the whole world, is the Panama Canal. So the children of Zebulun are from Guatemala to Panama, right? Give me that.
Deuteronomy 33 and 18. And of Zebulun he said, rejoice Zebulun in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents.
Rejoice Zebulun, what?
In thy going out.
In thy going out, right? Read.
And Issachar in thy tents.
So we already know that Zebulun, as soon as they have to, which is Central America, when they go out, Issachar is right next to them, which is the so-called Mexicans today, and vice versa. We got so many Mexicans living in Central America also, right? All throughout the old Bible, you see those 2 tribes named together, and we even got Zebulonites living in Yucatan, Mexico, right? So this is all prophecies, and this is proof that the Bible is true, man. Right? Read.
First Chronicles 12 and 33. Of Zebulun, such as went forth to battle, expert in war.
Experts in war. Zebulun are experts in war. You remember what was happening in Central America in the 80s? Right? I lost all my uncles except one. But not just in El Salvador. We're talking about Nicaragua, Guatemala. Because remember, in the Cold War, a lot of them were picking sides, right? A lot of them want to go communism to battle all these American-backed governments that they had. Because the United States, bro, I just read yesterday in Fort Hood, they used to have a school called the School of Americans. And every single dictator that had ruled in Latin America was trained in Fort Hood. The white man's the goddamn devil, man.
That's right.
He's the goddamn devil.
That's right.
he hates us because he descends from a certain tribe, a certain people in the Bible that hated our father, right? So this is an ancient hate that these people have towards us, man. So that's why it's important for our people to come back to this. Because the white man got plans for us, man, right? And all these things that are happening right now are prophesied in the Bible, man. Like this whole thing, the whole thing in Ukraine right now, in Russia, if you got time, I'll break it down in the Bible right now. Don't sweat, kid. We're out here every weekend. We're out here every weekend. We got videos right here. No sweat, kid. All right, we're out here. He says he has to go, but we got. Oh yeah, just look up a video on Ezekiel 38, and it's happening right now, man. Right? So there's so many moving pieces in play right now, man. And if our people don't come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, they're gonna die here in America, man. Because judgment is about to hit America real soon, man. And we hope so. We want this place to burn from what they did to our ancestors, man. Right? Because we understand the prophecies and the promises of God that He's going to send His only begotten Son, the man who the Indian called Jesus Christ, real name Yahushua in Hebrew, and He's going to save us from this, man. Right? All right, brother. So we're out here every weekend, okay? All right, bro.